Hi, welcome to the Shelley Studio, and today I am working in my art journal. I was doing this before Thanksgiving and thinking I was going to do something holiday and festive, but it didn't turn out that way. Now, these pieces of paper are scanned copies of my painted marks that I did. I'll link the video below if you're interested in seeing how I created those marks. Anyway, I scanned them and I was gonna turn them into labels and stuff, but I haven't quite got the color right, so they're a little gray instead of just black and white. But I thought I would take them and collage them as just a starter for this journal page, just as background. Most of it won't be seen. And you see there, I was using a silicone basting brush. I'd seen somebody use it. I'm like, oh, I have one of those. I'll try it. Yeah, I didn't like the lines. I like smooth, so I pulled out my little catalyst brush, and we're gonna put all the rest of these pieces on with that. And there's no rhyme or reason. It's just to get something down on the page and create sort of a background. And I really like the black and white, and I'm kind of sad it pretty much almost all of it. There might be a little bit, but most of it disappears in the end. My catalyst brush would not fit in my matte medium, and that's Martha Stewart's decoupage medium. I thought I'd give that brand a try. I love my Liquitex matte medium, but it's so expensive that I'm going for this one. It was on clearance. Can't remember if that was Michael's or Hobby Lobby, but it's been a while, so I'm sure they're all gone. You can see how those papers are kind of gray rather than stark black and white. And I just gotta tweak the exposure, and then maybe I'll put those labels out there for sale on my Etsy store. It'd be fun to, gotta figure out a way to copy it onto tissue paper, and then it would be great collage over stuff. Because you always, when you're creating, you want that little hint of black. This would be fun black patterns. I do have some painted on deli paper mixed in that batch of black and white stuff too. Alright, almost have it filled. Probably didn't need to make you watch the whole thing, but oh well, it's done now, right? See, I just don't like the lines that basting brush makes. Now, it'd be interesting texture for another project. That may happen one of these days. And that's what I bought it for, was for splattering and texture and stuff. Just really hadn't used it, so. Alright, cleaning up my mess. Now, I decided it was a bit too stark, and like I said, I was thinking this was going to be sort of Thanksgiving-y. I was actually, in my head, before I started collaging this down, was thinking of doing a cornucopia with, kind of a collage cornucopia with my scrap papers and stuff, but that didn't happen. So I decided I wanted to add some color, so I'm using my Dina Wakley scribble sticks. And just coloring with them. And I sort of end up making a sky and ground, or I kind of wanted the bottom half to be a wall. That's my Liquitex matte medium. I'm using that to spread the color and to make it permanent so that it doesn't disappear on me when I add other water mediums. And now I'm adding black, I believe. And that line looks crooked. It looks slanted, so I am measuring and putting a line on there. And it still looks crooked. Even now, looking at the original, it looks crooked. So here I didn't really know what I was doing. I just adding color, can't remember what color she has in there. There's a brown, maybe a sepia, and a black. And I'm using these because I wanted the color to be transparent or translucent so you could see all that pattern in the background. But as I'm going, I'm not really liking what's happening all that much. So, okay, now it's dry, and this is actually texture paste. And I'm like, why not? We'll just put texture paste all over. And then I decided just to do it on the top half, in the sky area. I'm just putting texture paste. Why not? Okay, so on the bottom half, decided I had to do something here, so I've got some titanium buff, Golden's brand, and I'm just spreading it onto this piece of deli paper, and then I'm going to smush it onto my page. So here we go, we're going to smush this on, see what happens. Couldn't hurt, right? And I really kind of like the distressed sort of look it gets. There we go. And for some reason, I think I need to do more. So, pulling out just some gray craft paint and adding it to the top. I don't know. Just overall not loving where everything's going. So that's the beauty of acrylic paint, though. You can just keep putting layer on layer on layer. So we're adding some of the bright blue back in with, that is, what is that, shelf liner? Works great. Okay. So now we want to do something with this wall area we're making. So I've got my Seth Apter stamps, and I know one of the words I pick is destination, and what was the other word? Oh, journal. Okay, destination and journal. Alright, so I've got a little bit of graffiti going on my wall. Now here, with this one, this is Stampers Anonymous, I'm going to use, I have like a jumbled numbers. Can't really see this very well. And then they have like a brick pattern. So I tried that a little bit, and I'm doing this in a watering can. I don't want it to be to stand out too much, but I don't know that the watering can was quite enough. It doesn't matter. It's just background, so it all is just sort of all those yummy, crusty layers of stuff. Now these are they're like metal rub-ons. I don't know what you would transfer them onto. But they were given to me for my birthday. They asked me what I wanted. I said, go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby's clearance and buy me some clearance art supplies. So this is what I got. I hadn't used them. I think it was my birthday, which would have been back in June. So I've never really used them on a real surface. And this is a really, really bumpy surface. And I think I rub a little too hard in some spots. Like that one you can see the why. This one, Was it an S or a Z? I think it's supposed to be a Z. And then down at the bottom, there's a U. And that one just looks like a rectangle of silver. So, you know, if you rub enough, you just get silver. There we go. See? I rubbed too hard. But it's something. Alright, so I think I'm going to have rust dripping off the top of this wall. So I just grabbed a little bit of orange and some sepia. Whoops. And that orange, which made a mess, because it had like solid bits in it. Like, how do I... Ugh. Okay, don't do that with your scissors. Yeah. Test your droppers before using them on your piece. Word to the wise. Doesn't matter. We'll put something over that. So that's a jelly print, and I decided I wanted to put a figure. And I don't know if you know who Bob Burridge is. He does the Bob Blasts. I've been watching his stuff lately, and he does these. He paints. He doesn't collage, but he does these people. He calls them his carrot people, I think. They look kind of like carrot shapes. So I figured, well, why couldn't I do that out of paper? So I am making a carrot-shaped person out of my jelly print. There we go. We've got a person. Fixing the head a little bit. There we go. And we'll just put that right over that spot. Checking to see if they're dry enough. Oh yeah, I decided it was too bright right under there, and I was trying to darken over that spot. But I tried a couple of different methods to sort of brown the area a little bit. I'm not sure that it helped. There you go. And that color of brown was a complete failure. Get rid of that. Alright. Going for black. And a little bit of muddy water. We're done. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to take my Aleene's Tacky Glue, which isn't wanting to come out. And we're going to glue this thing down. Our little carrot person. See, right over that spot. Nobody will ever know. Okay, so now that that's dry, I'm going to take the sepia and my dip pen, and I'm just emphasizing the outer edges. I'm just kind of making it look like it was drawn on or painted on or whatever. I have a hard time with that pen. I can only go one direction. Of course, I'm on a really, really rough surface. There's a texture paste on the top part, and all those layers on the bottom. Then I decided he's standing in the middle of the wall. He needs ground, so we're just going to put ground right there. And then I dripped a little bit, so I decided we would just add drips, because everybody likes drips, right? Just trying to fix that ground a little bit more to make it look more like it should, I guess. And that is it. Well, that certainly didn't turn into a Thanksgiving project. See all that texture? I think it's cool. I like the texture. Alright, well, I hope you liked that video. If you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up and comment. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.